Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Citi News.
.3 City FM. Good afternoon and welcome to Citi Prime News. The news is live from our studios at Adabraka here in Accra. I am Charles Osukumi. Coming up. Tears of wailing relatives as remains of 16 young members of Saviour Church of Ghana who lost their lives in a fatal crash on the Atwedeɛ section of the Kumasi-Accra Highway are laid to rest. Also in the bulletin, another setback for embattled Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu as Human Rights Division of the High Court dismisses her application for judicial review. Still ahead on the Citi Prime News, calls intensified for action against national security operatives who assaulted a Joy News reporter and eyewitness during the demolition of a warehouse belonging to the Magdan Group.
The statement from the presidency was clear in terms of bringing the perpetrators to book, and that is exactly what we would want to see.
And later on the Citi Prime News, government set to complete 31 major road projects under the Big Push initiative in 24 months.
The contract is 2 years, 24 months for each of them.
So then that 24 months is for starting to finishing.
Starting to
and
finish.
handing over.
Yes.
And this is DOG money.
Yes.
Using the Big Push money from the
exactly.
All that and more on the Citi Prime News, which is live from our studios here in Adabraka, Accra. Around the world, we're on citinewsroom.com. In the Western region, we're heard on Premier 100.5 FM, Beach 105.5 FM, and Sky 93.5 FM, all in Takrady. In the Brno region, you can listen to us on J-Life 95.5 FM in Sunyani. In the Ashanti region, we're on Orange 107.9 FM in Kumasi. In the Volta region, we're heard on Global 105.1 FM in Ho and Adanu 107.7 FM in Adakluwaya.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Grateful for your time this afternoon. Let's now settle for the details of our stories, and we begin with some tragic news because 16 members of the Saviour Church of Ghana who lost their lives in a road crash on the Kumasi-Accra Highway have been laid to rest in a mass grave at Obogu in the Asante-Achim North Municipality. The victims died on Monday when the vehicle transporting them was involved in a fatal accident at Atwedeɛ. Ahead of the burial, church members and residents joined hands to dig a single large grave to bury all the victims. Media departed souls rest in peace. Away from that, the Media Foundation for West Africa is calling for swift and decisive action against national security operatives who assaulted Joy News reporter Carlos Kaloni. Carlos Kaloni was assaulted, arrested and detained by national security operatives in Accra while covering the demolition of a warehouse at Spintex linked to the Magdan Group. The operatives who assaulted an eyewitness, the journalist, was interviewing at the scene. Speaking to Citi News, Executive Director of the Foundation, Suleiman Abrahama, stressed that the identities of the perpetrators are already known and urged authorities to take firm action.
The statement from the presidency was clear in terms of bringing the perpetrators to book, and that is exactly what we would want to see. We saw the statement from the Defense Ministry yesterday, but I think it doesn't really address the issue. The people who committed the infraction are known. It's not as if we are dealing with a speculative thing. The people are known, and we saw what happened. And so when they say they are going to investigate, I mean, normally certain decisions are made whilst investigations are ongoing. We saw what the police did in the case of the Ablekuma incident. You know, the police officer involved was immediately interdicted whilst investigations go on. And so, I mean, we want to see serious action taken that would send a signal that people cannot, on the basis of they being uniformed men, decide to do whatever they want with impunity.
You heard the Executive Director of the Media Foundation for West Africa, Sulemana Brema. Still on matters relating to the Carlos Kalone incident, Member of Parliament for Efia Isaac Boamanyako has raised serious concerns over what he describes as a disturbing rise in attacks, particularly against journalists under the current administration. Now, speaking on Channel 1 TV's Breakfast Daily Show, the Member of Parliament condemned President Mahama's administration for failing to address the increasing violence against media personnel, describing the trend as deeply troubling.
The subject matter is very important, particularly taking into consideration the number of months that this government has been in power and the number of assaults or incidents that have been recorded. It's becoming one too many and very, very improper. And it sends a very bad signal in terms of how government is behaving and responding to issues of attack on people and particularly journalists. If you recall, if you check the Daybreak newspaper, it's talking about 13 different incidents
in 7 months.
In 7 months. My last check in terms of records, this would be the highest incident we've recorded within such a period. And so it's very worrying. It should be very worrying. And when you check the nature of attacks and the brute nature in which it happens, that even makes it worse.
That was the Member of Parliament for Efia Isaac Boamanyako. Meanwhile, the National Coordinator for the District Road Improvement Program, Neil Vanderpoy, has assured that swift disciplinary action will be taken within 48 hours in response to the latest incident.
Right. I'm happy with the swift response from government. Government reaction is good. It's condemnable. You know, government has condemned the action. The Ghana Armed Forces has also reacted. And I'm sure that within the space of 48 hours, which is permissible under our circumstances, action will be taken in order to act as, let me say, a precedent, you know, and also restrain other people over, you know, anxious security personnel from. And then I think they must also have, as a people, we must have a sort of a relationship. The Ghana Journalists Association look at how they can have an interactive time with the public relations.
Neil Vanderpoy is the National Coordinator for the District Road Improvement Program. Now to the courts. The Human Rights Division of the High Court in Accra has dismissed a judicial review application filed by suspended Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu, ruling that the case constituted an abuse of court process and the court lacked jurisdiction to entertain it. The judicial review follows an earlier constitutional interpretation case filed by Justice Tokonu at the Supreme Court, which is still pending. The ruling delivered by Justice Kwame Amwako marks the collapse of a second legal challenge by the suspended Chief Justice over the ongoing proceedings for her potential removal from office under Article 146 of the 1992 Constitution. The court held that it could not inquire into these matters as they related directly to the proceedings of the Article 146 Committee, which under Article 146(8) of the Constitution are to be held in camera and shielded from external review. In some other news, former board chairman of the Ghana Airports Company Limited, Paul Adumotre, is expected to appear before the office of the special prosecutor later today in connection with an ongoing investigation into a revenue assurance audit contract between the Ghana Airports Company Limited and a private firm. According to the official letter dated July 25, 2025, the special prosecutor has named Paul Adumotre as a suspect in a probe into alleged corruption and corruption-related offences. Speaking on his Good Evening Ghana program on Metro TV, Paul Adumotre confirmed his intention to honour the invitation despite earlier requesting a rescheduling due to the unavailability of his legal counsel. He indicates he is prepared to respond to questions regarding the allegations.
I'm going there with my lawyer, and then we'll be there to answer the questions. I'll let you know what happens. Everybody's telling me, though, that Kisi wants to arrest you and keep you there for the weekend to teach you a lesson because you've been talking about him. You have gone to write RTI about him. You said that he has bulletproof cars, and all of those things has hurt him. So he wants to come after you. Well, that's up to him. If that's what he uses the state authority for, it's entirely up to him. That's not my problem. I don't mind. I will continue to do my work. And to say anything wrong about whether it is Kisi Ajabe, whether it is X, Y, Z, W, V, we will have to say it, so long as we can provide the evidence for it. If it is his decision that because we have been talking about him, where there's no concern about board chairman, he will call people and ask them that, say that board chairman did this, say that board chairman, we want you to say that board chairman, we want you to say that, all that gamut of information that all the lawyers are telling me about. I don't know, the lawyers are telling me about it, that this is what is happening, because some of those lawyers have gone there with their clients and they tell me that they are saying, what did board chairman do? What did they tell us about this? Is the questions that the OSP wants to know. It's entirely up to you, Kisi Ajabe. It's entirely up to you. So 3 o'clock, we will be there, and hopefully we'll be back, and then we'll report to you what happened.
You heard former board chairman of the Ghana Airports Company Limited, Paul Adom Oturin. Now, the Minister for the Interior, Mohammed Mubarak Muntaka, has, on the advice of the National Security Council, revised curfew hours in Boko and Nalerigu and their surrounding areas. Effective Thursday, July 31, 2025, the new curfew runs from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Government is urging residents to remain calm and use peaceful means to address their grievances. A total ban remains in place on carrying arms or offensive weapons, with violators facing arrest and prosecution. You're still listening to the Citi Prime News here on Citi 97.3 FM. Still ahead, government to complete 31 major road projects under the Big Push initiative in 24 months. Stay with us, we'll be back shortly with details.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
The entries have been received and the marking has begun. Who makes it to the next round of the Literacy Challenge 2025? Randomly selected entries will be read on 97.3 Citi FM on Brunch in the City and the Traffic Avenue, and on Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 TV. Stay tuned to 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 TV to find out who makes it to level 2 of the Literacy Challenge on Monday, 4th August 2025. Level 2 Aptitude Test. The top 50 contestants from across Ghana to make it to the next round shall take part in a written aptitude test on Saturday, 9th August 2025 at 12 noon at the British Council, Accra. Grand finale. The top 10 contestants chosen from level 2 shall compete for the grand prize of 10,000 Ghana cedis in a classic quiz competition on Friday, 15th August 2025. The Literacy Challenge 2025 is powered by Citi FM, supported by Channel 1 TV, and sponsored by Belmu and GB Assessment.
Are you searching for a world-class conferencing facility to elevate your next event? Do you need a bougie look for that all-important corporate, board meeting, or private social event? The Alisa Pavilion has an unmatched capacity. Our expansive conference center comfortably seats 1,000 persons in a theater-style setup. This makes it ideal for large conferences, product launches, weddings, social events, and exhibitions. There are 2 executive boardrooms set up for your high-profile meetings. With the importance of seamless technology integration, our facilities are equipped to support your audiovisual needs. Looking for an oasis of bliss? Saunter into our Oasis Lounge and Bistro on Thursdays for Thirsty Thursday, while you enjoy a whopping 15% discount. Make a date for Saturday Barbecue, where we have alfresco dining for nature lovers in our lush manicured lawns, while you savor lip-smacking dishes. The Alisa Hotel Pavilion, where great minds convene and beautiful memories are created. Alisa Hotels, our Akwaba means more than just welcome.
Looking for a one-stop shopping destination for all things made in Ghana? Eager to experience a remarkable fair that showcases the richness, creativity, and innovation behind Ghanaian products and services? Then get ready for the This is Ghana Exhibition 2025, a celebration of excellence in locally made goods and services. This year's exhibition brings together the very best that Ghana has to offer. From timeless traditional crafts to cutting-edge innovations, the This is Ghana Exhibition highlights the brilliance of Ghanaian entrepreneurs, artisans, and businesses who continue to shape the narrative of homegrown excellence. Brought to you by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 Citi FM, this is Ghana's biggest trade fair and exhibition, bringing together SMEs, startups, research and manufacturing sectors, indigenous corporate bodies, and local creatives in one exciting space. Join us in championing Ghanaian talent, creativity, and authenticity. Come explore, engage, and be inspired by the businesses and brands that are redefining Made in Ghana across every sector. The dates: Saturday the 6th and Sunday the 7th of September 2025. Time is 10 a.m. through to 5 p.m. each day. The venue is the Info Sutherland Children's Park. For enquiries or participation details, call us on 0205 973 973. The This is Ghana Exhibition 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 Citi FM.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
You're welcome back. This is the Citi Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM. Let's do some more stories. The Minister of Roads and Highways, Governors Kwame Agboja, has defended the selection of 32 road projects under the government's Big Push initiative. Amid concerns about the exclusion of key urban roads and the abandonment of ongoing works, the minister explains that the priority is to ensure balanced development rather than focusing infrastructure solely in the major cities. Now, speaking on the City Breakfast Show, he notes that the selected projects are intended to connect all 16 regions, including the Tamale Ring Road in the northern region.
These roads touch every region. There's not which is not benefiting from the first phase of Big Push project. Every region is covered.
Really?
The coverage is at different levels. On this list, you'll notice that yesterday, whilst we were in Parliament, we were trying to correct something. This list missed out the Tamale Outer Ring, which has already been captured and warrant granted, and it's over 34 kilometers of expansion, a big expansion of the road, the loop around Tamale, and some.
So it's also part of this.
It is part of this already.
So how come we didn't have it on this list? So it was the budget people who didn't put it. So
yes, exactly.
The paper you have has it.
Yes, the approval I have covers it.
So mention that road again.
The Tamale Outer Ring Road.
Now, the Roads Minister has also disclosed that the government will sign 31 major road and bridge construction contracts by the end of August 2025. Now, these contracts will include strict timelines and penalties to prevent undue delays. According to him, commencement certificates for all the projects have been secured and the procurement process is underway to select contractors for immediate mobilization.
The contract is 2 years. 24 months for each of them.
So then that 24 months is for starting to finishing.
Handing
over.
Yes.
And this is DOG money.
Yes.
Using the Big Push money from
exactly.
the oil money.
Exactly. So we are going to do something. Unlike the past, we are writing into the contract. If you delay for 3 months, we terminate the work immediately without any further notice. Because in the past, terminating a contract can take over 6 months.
Then now they've agreed that if in 3 months,
no, they don't have to agree. I am writing the contract. You sign it.
Okay.
That is why we say you do this project under the 24-hour economy. So you work 24/7. Wow. So you are not compelled to take this project if you have issues with it. You take it knowing very well that these are the conditions.
Have this contract been signed already?
No.
So we can't use July 30. So when do you hope this contract will be signed?
I believe by the August.
Okay, so let's say
by end of August, all of them should be formed.
So by September,
except one, which is the Dambai Bridge.
So for this 32, we expect that by September 1, these guys should be on site to work.
Exactly.
So that by September 1 to 2027, they should have finished 100 over.
Exactly.
Governor Kwame Agboja adds that the government will crack down on consultants and contractors responsible for substandard road construction works.
And don't be surprised that you're going to see us being quite tough on contractors and consultants. You heard me say that one of the things I have that identified, for which every community I visited, even chiefs who are not civil engineers can see a bad road when they see it. They don't have to be civil engineers to understand that. And we get there because of the lapses in supervision and everything. So we are saying, for instance, when you are a consultant, you take up a project from now, you take a professional indemnity insurance. Because if the road fails, we will be very much interested in cashing that money and use it to restore the road. If you are a contractor, and there's evidence that some contractors, anytime you say they should go and buy a performance bond and other thing, there are some insurance companies that even without looking, within 2 hours, can give a cover of a project worth 1 billion.
Finally, the Roads Minister has some good news for users of the Ofankor-Nsawam Road. He says over 300 million cedis has been released to the contractor working on that road project to ensure its timely completion, according to the Roads Minister.
When you see the multi-year commitment of government, we have adjusted it to include the cost to complete this project. So we know that, for instance, the Ofankor project, the previous government paid about $95 million already. He has raised another $77 million. I know that this week, if he's not already received over 300 million Ghana Cedi equivalent, 300 million Ghana Cedi. About something like that, so that they can go back to site. So we are funding the outstanding certificate plus the cost to complete for the rest of these projects.
And you are sure that next year there will be more money than the 13 billion?
Yes, according to the the multi-year commitment, every year the money allocated gets bigger because naturally our revenues grow year on year.
And this money is from the annual budget funding amount?
Exactly.
You heard Roads and Highways Minister Kwame Gavins Agboja in conversation with the host of the City Breakfast Show, Bernard Avle, earlier in the morning. Now to some other news, the High Court has thrown out an application filed by former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta seeking to quash an arrest warrant issued by the Office of the Special Prosecutor. We're joined on the phone lines by our court correspondent, Hansen Ajiman. Hansen, I'm grateful to you for your time. What reasons that the court gave for quashing this application by the former Finance Minister?
Well, the court indicated that the reasons for which the former finance minister is seeking to quash the arrest warrant lacked merit, and so dismissed the applications in its entirety. Ken Ofori-Atta was arguing that the Office of the Special Prosecutor acted in excess of its powers in declaring him as wanted, and indicated that his name on the website of the Office of the Special Prosecutor as a wanted person was against his rights, and subsequently he being posted on the Interpol list as wanted was also against his rights. And so I was asking the High Court to quash the directives by the Office of the Special Prosecutor to first indicate or declare him as wanted on its own website, and also facilitate for Interpol to declare him as wanted. But the High Court believes that the reasons that have been raised by lawyers for Ken Ofori-Atta lacked merit and did not give enough ground for which the court should give such direction.
Well, Hansen, what does this ruling mean for the work of the Special Prosecutor in terms of its investigations into the former Finance Minister and its attempt to bring the former Finance Minister down here to Ghana to face the law?
Well, we are aware that the Office of the Special Prosecutor insists that it wants to have a face-to-face interaction with Ken Ofori-Atta, who had indicated his inability because of ill health and had requested for a virtual meeting. If not a virtual meeting, then another date different from what he had earlier agreed with the Office of the Special Prosecutor. And the Office of the Special Prosecutor has facilitated for Interpol to place him on the wanted list or red notice list. And as of the last time we checked, his name was still on that list. And so what this means is that the Office of the Special Prosecutor can continue with its legal and administrative processes to facilitate Interpol bringing Ken Ofori-Atta down to Ghana for this interaction and then possible prosecution as the Office of the Special Prosecutor intends to do.
Well, we also understand that the Human Rights Division of the High Court in Accra dismissed a judicial review application filed by the suspended Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu. The court cites abuse of court processes. What does the court mean when it says abuse of court processes?
So essentially what the court is saying is that the very issues the suspended Chief Justice, her ladyship, Gertrude Tokonu, is starting to decide on matters that are before the Supreme Court. The suspended Chief Justice has filed an interpretation matter at the Supreme Court to interpret the Constitution to mean that some processes that have been taken as far as the Article 146 proceedings are concerned are not in line with the dictates of the Constitution. And to even, to an extent, interpret the Constitution to say that she, as a person of subject to the removal proceedings, can elect to say that those proceedings should be made public, even though the Constitution, by its writing, says those proceedings should be in camera. So the judge is only saying that these are matters that are before the Supreme Court, and so relitigating them at the Court of Appeal is an abuse of the court processes. Aside that, the suspended Chief Justice in her application to the High Court also raised certain issues at the Justice Command Committee, including the fact that she says right to natural justice has been breached, saying that during the first day of the proceedings where the the committee proceedings were discussed as to how it's supposed to proceed, she was absent, and her lawyer who was present was denied a hearing by the court, and as a result of that, her right to natural justice has been breached. And she also argues that the manner in which the proceedings are going, such that it has become adversarial in nature rather than being an inquiry, which she says has been a practice in time past, is against the rules for which the committee is supposed to go by. And so she wanted the High Court to quash the proceedings at the committee level and prohibit the committee from going further to hear the matter. She actually says that the committee members have not been properly, the committee itself has not been properly constituted. But the High Court judge indicated that these are matters before an Article 146 committee, a committee that by Article 146 Clause 8 of the 1992 Constitution, all proceedings under this article are supposed to be in camera, meaning that they are supposed to be a closed door matters. And so the High Court thought that it didn't have the powers to go into those matters.
All right. Thank you very much. Hanson Ajiman is our court correspondent. So let's stay with matters concerning the legal fraternity, because Director of Ghana School of Law, His Lordship Berima Nanaya Opong, says the school is not opposed to the Attorney General's proposal to decentralize professional legal education in Ghana. Now, this follows the Attorney General's announcement of plans to present a bill to Parliament to end the Ghana School of Law's long-standing monopoly over professional legal training. The proposed legislation would permit universities currently running LLB programs to also offer the professional law course. Speaking at a meeting with members of the Constitutional and Legal Affairs Committee, the director expressed confidence that the Ghana School of Law will remain competitive and continue to excel even if other institutions are granted a mandate to offer professional legal education.
If that is done, we will not have any problem at all. I'm very certain that people will even try to put some of our lecturers But if our conditions are good and the love they have for their own school is still not diminished, there's no way this school will be worse off. So get us the law. Let us compete with all the universities that the law will permit them to train professional law students. Then we'll have a league table. We will see which universities students will be the best students. And I can tell you, prophesying that no other school will beat us.
You heard Director of the Ghana School of Law, His Lordship Barima Nana Yaopong. And in today's edition of the Citi Prime News, which has been live from our studios in Adabraka here in Accra. For more news, log on to our website, citinewsroom.com. I am Charles Osukumi. Thank you for listening.
Citi News. We speak first. Reach our hotline.